Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Friday afternoon, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday with family and friends. Time to get down to business. This is the Auburn Blitz. It is Iron Bowl week. I am Andy Graham. Alongside Uncle T-Bone and Brett Pritchard will be with you for the next hour talking about this Iron Bowl, breaking it down from every which way we possibly can, talking about everything going on with this Auburn football team, and maybe a little bit of basketball as well, because it's hard not to mention that Auburn did win the Maui Invitational. They are the champions. It should be probably the number one team in the country. I would expect them to either be number one or number two coming out beginning of next week. And what a glorious time it is to be an Auburn fan.
I'm good with them not being number one going into Durham. Number two is just fine. You know, it's going to be raucous enough, but if we roll in there with the number one ranking, that'll just – not that they need any extra motivation up in Durham, but I'm fine with two right now. Then go beat Duke, then go beat number one.
If they beat Duke in
oh
Durham,
my God,
they're number one team in the country.
Just no question.
I mean, from what they've already done this season. So I don't see how you don't have them number one. It doesn't bother me a bit. Get on top and stay on top is the way I see it. And they're playing some fantastic basketball, just exciting. It all started when they came back from the 8 game at halftime. I'll be honest with you, I thought they were done. And that is a toughness and mental toughness and a coaching staff that you cannot count this team out. It's going to be very evident no matter how many points they go down. And it was just exciting basketball, and Bruce Pearl has it going at Auburn.
He does.
And I think the same day that Auburn plays Duke, that is signing day.
It is,
right?
the
December
3rd.
4th. So,
yeah, the 4th. Yeah.
So
Wednesday.
What kind of class is Auburn going to finish with? They're the number 5 team in the country right now in the team rankings. Naheem Alford's still out there. Will he flip from Ohio State to Auburn? What about Osamani Kromah? What about him? What about some of these other guys? Will Auburn maintain all the players that they have in the class? Already 27 committed in this class, but it's going to need to be a big one. So, how does Auburn finish? I mean, do they finish strong? A lot maybe. We're talking about the momentum of this team and winning Louisiana Monroe. That was, okay, well, yeah, who cares? But winning the big game against Texas A&M, now you got 2 wins in a row. And then, beat Alabama, you got 3. That's called a winning streak. If you can do that. You talk about momentum, carrying it into the next year, that'd be big time.
You lose that game right before La Monroe, and everybody said, well, we got to win out to get the bowl game. Everybody went, and now all of a sudden you're sitting in position to do it. And you knocked off a top 15 team in A&M, and, I think that was the benchmark game for Auburn this year. And I said it, Randy said it, we've all said it on the podcast and everywhere else. That was such a massive game for Auburn for multiple different reasons, not because they were playing for some championship or to go to Atlanta or to get in the playoff. It was for so much more. It was a program builder. It was Hugh Freeze's biggest win as Auburn's head football coach. It was a big win for these freshmen to show that, hey, we've stayed the course and we're getting where we need to get, maybe not as fast as we wanted to, but we're getting there. It was a big game for those recruits. It was a big game for for them to see the excitement of Jordan Hare at night and what a special place that is. It was a big game for the fan base to stay on board behind Hugh Freeze and see that. And Randy said it this morning on the podcast. I don't know if you two watched us, but he said Hugh Freeze has a monstrous opportunity tomorrow to knock off Alabama and really flip this thing in Auburn's favor with the recruiting class that's coming in, how much they've dominated last year and this year in-state recruiting, and then to knock Kalen DeBoer off in his first Iron Bowl and Hugh Freeze to get his first one. There's the same deal as last week. So much riding on this game other than just bragging rights.
Well, Brett, y'all said it perfectly this morning. I haven't seen an opportunity for Auburn like this to seize momentum in the great state of Alabama within this Iron Bowl since after the 2002 Iron Bowl, when a very injured and depleted Auburn football team went to Tuscaloosa as a pretty heavy underdog and shocked Dennis Franchione, who was on his way out to Texas A&M. At that moment, there was maybe in my lifetime the most golden opportunity for Auburn to seize control of the Iron Bowl, and that opportunity is tomorrow as well. It's not the same circumstance with this Auburn team, which is about as healthy as it's going to be going up against a depleted and injured Alabama team, specifically a linebacker on the other side of the sidelines. But if Auburn can come out with a victory tomorrow in this Iron Bowl, it is going to cause Alabama fans to almost revolt against Kalen DeBoer. It's going to affect his roster. It's going to affect his recruiting in state, which is already sketchy and not off to a good start, done a good job everywhere else. And the state could be orange and blue and firmly orange and blue for quite some time. So there is a massive opportunity for Hugh Freeze tomorrow.
You know, Andy, that 2001-02, those two games, you know, Auburn won in 2000 in that ice game up there. Then 2001 got run out of town. I was at that one. It sucked.
Black Saturday.
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, Andrew Zal couldn't do no wrong.
Santonio Beard went for 199 yards on 20 carries. The Tide rushed for 328 that day.
Yeah, it
running
was
the smoke draw.
Smoke draw, and they did that in the third quarter. It was like third down and 20-something. They ran it and got it first. I said, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go ahead and hit the exit. But the 2002 season, coming off getting blown out at home, you got 0-2, and you're going up there, you know, with a four-string tailback in Trey Smith. You're thinking, man, we're about to get dusted again, and we didn't. And we won 17-7, and then we went on that run of 6 consecutive Iron Bowl wins. And this feels eerily similar. I mean, 5 weeks ago, I would have asked any Auburn fan considering going up there to Tuscaloosa to watch that game, are you a glutton for punishment? Now, I mean, I don't blame people for trying to get tickets. If you lose, so what? But right now, the mindset of the team, I was asked by Gary, what did I think about DeMarcus Riddick and Cam Coleman and Eugene Asante and all their comments? I said, Gary, I'll be honest with you. I said, I don't really like a bunch of smack talk, but I said, I think this is them saying to themselves more than anybody, we ain't afraid of anybody, man. We're just as good as the guys y'all got over there. We may be young, but we're getting better. And I think they're trying to send a message to Alabama, like, we're coming up here to hit you in the mouth, man. And this ain't going to be some rollover win. So I'm fine with them, whatever the mojo behind it is. And like I said yesterday, if you don't win and they go, well, he didn't back it up, who cares? 2 weeks from now, nobody gives a crap. I mean, and then you're off to the next season. So if that's what it takes, look, I kind of like it because most of the time Auburn kind of goes into this game, well, you know, maybe we can do this, whatever. Finally, they got some guys stepping up going, we coming, guys.
But when's the last time that Auburn entered an Iron Bowl with the advantage in total offense and total defense? That's this thing. It doesn't feel like it. Because Auburn's 5-5 or 5-6. But, you know, and Alabama's had some, nice wins on the season. But that's the truth of the matter. Auburn has, you said it, I think, last week, going into the Texas A&M game. You know, Auburn's inability to score when they get in the red zone. That's been one of the bugaboo, and the scoring offense is not what it should be. But Auburn moves the football. Auburn, this is the first Iron Bowl that I can remember in a while where I go into it. I mean, 2013, I felt like the teams were pretty evenly matched.
Right.
But, 2017, you felt pretty good about it, I guess. But
sure.
My goodness, I mean, how many times do we go into an Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa and just think, oh, we can keep it close.
You got to go back.
We can keep it close.
The last three.
I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way.
Even in 2010, during the comeback in Auburn's magical national championship season, heading up to Tuscaloosa, I was deeply worried
Because they were loaded, man.
And that was a very good Alabama team that just didn't live up to the billing.
I think it may have been their best roster ever.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
Defensively?
They just had some issues, I think, in the locker room a little bit, and that caused the team to get derailed, and they got beat early by South Carolina. But that team was loaded for bear, and so was that crowd. And they gave Auburn all they wanted and Cam Newton all they wanted. It's just how great a football player he is to do what he did. But you got to go back to 2006 for me to confidently think that Auburn was going to go into an Iron Bowl in Tuscaloosa and handle their business. That's how far we're talking about. You're going back 18 years, 18 seasons, when Mike Shula in his last season was the head coach at Alabama. That's the last time I felt like, you know what, Auburn's going to win this game. Now, I'm not quite ready to go ahead and say that Auburn's going to win this game, and I have that feeling, but I'm like y'all guys, they've got a real puncher's chance of winning this game, and it's been a long time since anyone said that about the Tigers in Tuscaloosa.
If they go up and play mistake-free football, guys, they got a really good chance. Now, Peyton Thorne makes 2 or 3 boneheaded decisions and throws passes, and you can see something that he thinks is there and it's not, and does the Oklahoma and does the Texas A&M where you backed up and you throw one right to a guy. Now, if he can manage to not make a bunch of mistakes and we don't put the ball on the ground running the football, I love our opportunity to win. But if you turn the football over, it changes everything.
Before we get to break, I think the mistakes that need to be fixed first for Auburn to win this Iron Bowl is in special teams. Right. They have to make every field goal that's makeable, and they cannot muff any punts, because we've seen what that can do to Tiger teams up against Alabama multiple seasons. It's cost them in the Iron Bowl.
Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started on this edition of the Auburn Blitz. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
We're hammering down high prices at Blitz Chevrolet in Opelika. New Chevy Silverado 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $14,000 off. Brand new 2025 Chevy Equinox compact SUV with high-tech features discounted up to $4,000 off. Enjoy your holidays with no payments until February. Choose from over 500 new and used on the lot or on the way. GlennSmith.com. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. You got the trifecta today, Andy, Wade, and Brett. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. 256-234-6221 is our number. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind. If you got some Iron Bowl memories or an Iron Bowl prediction, we'll be taking those today. We are brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center, J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation, and Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation for air that's fresh and clean.
Call Sensagreen.
There you go.
Hit us up, www.sensagreen.com. Black Friday special through the end of the year. $2,000 off any Carrier Infinity system. So
you're losing money if you don't.
So and plus we offer just about 0% financing. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your system to a Carrier, that's the best. In the Infinity system, you get $2,000 off any of our other systems, up to $1,000 off. Just go ahead and call me Santa Claus, because we're just basically giving those away.
I mean, that's unbelievable. I got to say this. It is Black Friday. So, I mean, there's a lot of things in this world I'd much rather do than go stand outside a store in the middle of the night and wait for them to open the door so I can rush in to destroy. It's like a I mean, like, people live for this. I know there's people in probably all of our families that do this, and I just never have. Like, please, I'd just rather pay more. If it's what it now, Black Friday, all the online stuff like what you guys have, Wade, Sensagreen, you ain't got to go stand outside the door to get a Carrier unit. You can just call and say, well, you can, but but you can actually just send an email, or you can get online and order it. Like, this stuff, going to a store and waiting in these long lines in the middle of the night to open up at midnight to go in there and grab a TV that they marked down 80% or something. It's just, I'm sorry, I've
got enough stuff in my life. I don't need any of that stuff. Unless they're handing out Iron Bowl tickets or something, I'm not going to go stand in line.
Right. So I just had to get that in there.
All right, you mentioned, let's talk about this, break down some of these numbers a little bit. You talked about it. I think maybe turnovers more so than maybe ever may be the biggest factor in this game. Alabama leading the SEC, number 2 in the nation in turnovers gained, 25. Auburn, of course, one of the worst teams in the country at giving the ball away, 20 turnovers lost. That's 114th in the country and 15th.
Not lately, though.
But they have been much better than that. And Peyton Thorne specifically. Now, granted, he did throw that pick against A&M, but we can afford one turnover a game. I mean, you can afford one mistake. But, you know, that is going to be a big factor. You know, can Auburn contain? Can they play within themselves and not? Can they survive that first? You know, it's going to be overwhelming. It always is, that first couple of possessions especially on the road in Tuscaloosa. Can Auburn survive that? Can they maintain? And can they, maybe hold it to, field goals instead of touchdowns? That's the kind of thing we're looking for.
I looked down their list, and I had somebody talk about this the other day. It's an Alabama fan. Well, where's Kobe Prentice been this year? I hope he don't show up tomorrow, but, 11 catches for 129 yards. Well, what? He went into this year as like one of their top guys. I think that's another part of the problem. Bernard's got 39 catches. Dupree's got 16. But you go on down the list, and some of these guys just aren't getting targeted, and I think it's caused some issues. Behind the scenes. He is trying to force feed the ball to Ryan Williams, which I don't blame him. The guy's electric. He leads all receivers there for them with 42 catches. But, man, there's some other good receivers on this team, and even some of those guys have tweeted out some things. They deleted them, but they tweeted out some things, especially after the Tennessee game, about Milroe not targeting them and looking at them. So, maybe there's a little discontent there between those guys.
Well, I think it points out that the roster at Alabama is still very deep. Yeah. You're talking about some real potential playmakers and highly touted recruits, or on paper at least when they came in, wherever they came in, but they ended up in Tuscaloosa, whether they transferred in or came in high school. And somehow, some way, they're just not getting their fair share of the ball. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that kind of worries me about this game is quickly as Hugh Freeze is stacking up as many good recruits as he possibly can. That rebuild, Andy, was massive. People don't quite realize how bad it was at Auburn compared to what Kalen DeBoer inherited at Alabama. I know some people left, and I know they lost some recruits, but they brought a lot of them in too. And that's one of the better rosters that you'll ever see a first-year coach inherit. And there's playmakers on that roster that at any moment could explode.
On paper, Alabama has the most talented roster in the country. That's not up for debate. Now on paper and on the field are two different things. And when you have some special guys in different places, especially on that defense, that's one of the things that gives me a lot of hope in this game is Alabama's run defense. They've been one of the worst. Giving up 143 yards in the game. That's 12th in the SEC.
Oklahoma attempted 11 passes, guys. They threw the ball 11 times. He was 9 of 11. But, man, it was like gash left, gash right on the ground. And they went ahead and said, we ain't got to throw the ball. We keeping this on the ground all night.
It was like 1985 Oklahoma.
That's exactly that's what it looked like.
But I'll say this. That's my first key point to this game and key matchup. Auburn's offensive line compared to Alabama's defensive line, specifically the interior of it, and moving towards the left side of the defensive line. Oklahoma was cratering that side of the line of scrimmage in the Alabama-Oklahoma game. You got two key injuries in the last 3 weeks with Quantarius Robinson and now Deontay Lawson. They're out. If Auburn doesn't line up and try and pound on them somehow, some way with their backs and keep doing so, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Up against another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after these messages.
For air that's cool and clean, call Senza Green. For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Senza Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensagreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensagreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, we care about the air you breathe. Call Sensagreen.
This is Kathy Holmes with Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Jeff Verner and I opened in East Montgomery 25 years ago and have become the premier butcher shop, wine retailer, and caterer in the River region. We are excited to invite you to our newest location at 2459 East Glen Avenue in Auburn, Opelika. We want to become your one-stop shop for the freshest cuts of meat in town, grab-and-go casseroles, gift items, and the best wine selection in the area. Think of us when catering your next event. Check us out online at steaksandwine.com for daily lunch specials and details on upcoming wine tastings and fun events.
Presley Appliance and Furniture, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, is locally owned and operated with over 35 years of experience in the appliance and furniture business. Specializing in Amana, Whirlpool, KitchenAid, and Ashley Furniture, Presley Appliance services what they sell and will make sure you receive top-notch customer service. Call them today at 256-329-9762 or drop by to see them on Cherokee Road in Alexander City. Presley Appliance and Furniture, where they service what they sell.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
Lake Martin Mobile Detailing is the #1 auto and boat detailing company in Central Alabama. Don't trust your boat or vehicle to just anybody. Hire the professionals. Top-of-the-line ceramic coating, detailing, gel coat restoration, and paint correction gives you the options to take care of your vehicle the right way. Located at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville, Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have you riding in style. Call them today at 256-794-2328 for Superior Automotive and Boat Detailing.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
Chick-fil-A is always the best option when you're on the go, but they are also great when it comes to planning your next event, from tailgating to birthday parties to weddings. Call Chick-fil-A Alexander City at 256-289-7955 for catering, or order on the Chick-fil-A app. Make sure to choose the Alexander City location and have your catering order ready to go. Nugget trays, mac and cheese trays, fruit trays, cookie trays, gallons of our famous lemonade or tea, and chilled grilled chicken sub sandwiches, and a lot more options. Make it Chick-fil-A Alexander City for your next event.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy, Wade, and Brett here with you. Just a few more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Again, hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, but that's past. That's in the past.
I bet you got some leftovers, don't you?
A few little.
Hey, let me make a note real quick. We want to remind everybody to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Those numbers are going up every day, and we appreciate it. And we're on podcast every morning. Me and Randy are on every morning. You guys jump in from time to time. Y'all are both on the reaction shows after the games, which we'll be doing all through basketball and all. We're going to keep this going. So we appreciate it. And the viewership this morning was unreal. And we want to keep that rolling, and we appreciate all the support. And if you like our content, please go out there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. It just helps us get the word out and helps you guys spread it around.
Yeah,
so,
share it. And like all our sponsors, too.
Wade, when he wakes up about 8:15, he'll jump in there. So
yeah, I'm a late sleeper myself.
Yeah, well, Andy's never Andy sleeps like 18 hours of a 24-hour day. So the only time you see him awake is when he's on air.
This is true. No, that was only when I was in school.
Yeah, that shirt you used to wear was the biggest lie that you wore. You
I
just walked around and wore a lie all the time.
I'll sleep when I'm
And I said, Andy, you could not lie any more blatant than the shirt you're wearing right now as you lay in the bed for the 19th consecutive hour of the day. So
here's an interesting thing. I mean, you talk about, again, people have this perception. And, again, Alabama's still in the playoff conversation. It's a slim path, but there is some path there. But you look down at it, the Auburn offense has been in the red zone this year 38 times. Alabama offense has only been in the red zone 41 times. Very, very similar. Now, they've scored 35 of those times. Auburn only scored 30 of those times. Only 20 touchdowns to their 31 touchdowns. That's the difference, the scoring, taking advantage, and as you said, taking advantage of those opportunities. The defense, Auburn defense, has allowed opponents in the red zone 33 times. The Alabama defense has allowed opponents in the red zone 30 times. These teams are very similar up and down the lineup, up and down every statistic that you kind of look at. So this should be a very evenly matched game, and it should be a fourth quarter game that, one mistake here or there, one big play, who steps up to make that play, that's going to be the difference in the game.
Sounds like an old school Iron Bowl from when we were growing up in the 80s.
Yes, it does.
Where, both teams basically, I think Alabama obviously has a little bit of advantage being at home. I'm not really sure how that crowd, how rabid it's going to be compared to what it would have been if they were in the championship hunt for sure, taking care of business against Oklahoma. I think Alabama people are in a little bit of state of shock right now. I would not be surprised to see a lot of seats being sold for that game this weekend. And evolve, but back in the day when we were coming up, it was always a fourth quarter game. And it sounds like to me that everything you're saying numbers-wise should lead anyone to believe, whoever maintains the momentum to the end of the game wins this game, and it should be about a one-score affair.
I think the reason we all have, and again, it's not based off one football game, but that helped us, with us winning against Texas A&M. But we have a little bit of hidden confidence because we know early in the year we blew our foot off. We didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. We blew it off against Cal, Arkansas, and Missouri, and Oklahoma. Dude, we had Oklahoma beat down. It was 21-10 with the ball at their 30-yard line going in to put the dadgum game away. And we said, y'all watch this. Y'all ain't seen a way to blow this one yet.
Jabba.
That's it. So, we have a little bit of a false sense of confidence because we know there were 3 or 4 games on the schedule. We should have just put the dadgum game away, Missouri being one of them. Cal, when you turn the ball over 5 times, I don't care who the heck you play in the Pop Warner champs, you ain't going to beat them. You ain't going to beat them if you turn over the ball 5 times. So there's 3 or 4 games we know we missed on because Auburn didn't do what they needed to do to finish the game. Now, your record is who you are. And Alabama figured out ways to win games, and we figured out ways to lose them. But that was what Texas A&M had done before we went into that game. Texas A&M had won the close games, and we'd lost the close games.
All right, what are your biggest concerns for this Auburn team going into Tuscaloosa on Saturday? What would be the thing that you look at and say, well, if Alabama does this, Auburn's going to be in trouble?
Which Jalen Milroe shows up. To me, for old school fans, he's a lot like Walter Lewis was at Alabama. When he's on his game, he can take over a game with his athleticism and big arm. And the more momentum he gets, the better he starts playing.
Right.
And next thing you know, the Tide's exploded onto you for 24 points, and it's 24-3, and we're in midway through the third quarter, and they're warming up the Dixieland Delight. You got to limit his big play ability. That's another reason why they have so few less for the season visits to the red zone than Auburn, because they had more explosive plays. And he throws the prettiest deep ball in college football and has since he's been at Auburn. Alabama. We saw it last year in Auburn when they got in trouble. They went to the deep ball. to seize momentum back. Somehow, some way, they have to limit him in his big play ability. If they can do that and stop the explosive plays, Auburn's got a real chance.
Luke Thrash said his biggest concern is coaching, and I think that should be noted. You know, what does Auburn's coaching staff do, and especially on the offensive side? I'm not concerned about the defensive side. I really, DJ Durkin deserves to be in consideration for the Broyles Award, even though we're a 5-win team. He's got a top 15 defense in the nation, and they've carried us. They've played well enough to win them all. Really, even the Georgia game. I mean, we played it well enough on defense to win every football game we've been in. Offensively, we've screwed it up most of the year. And I think Luke's point is huge. I think can Hugh Freeze get out of his own way and utilize the best player in the conference in Jarquez Hunter and let him run the football and not give up on it if we get stymied in the first quarter. Keep the drives going. You know, Keep the faith in that you're going to wear them down and you're going to do what Oklahoma was able to do. Or is he going to go out there in an air raid offense and put it in Peyton Thorne's hands and then let the chips fall where they may? I think coaching's a big deal in this game.
Got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. More to come right after these important messages.
This is Joseph Dean with Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory. I am pleased to announce that Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is now open to serve the public at our location on the corner of 49 North and 280 West in Dadeville. Please stop by and see lifelong resident of Dadeville, Molly Kaler, who will be running the office and meeting with families who want to plan ahead and pre-need their services. We are also available by phone 256-750-0381 or online at lakemartinfuneralhome.com.
Bucks Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bucks Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bucks Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bucksisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life. EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area. Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
When you want quality, selection, price, superior financing, and a pain-free buying experience, look no further than Sons Automotive Group of Montgomery and Auburn. Sons of Montgomery offers the best selection of Kias, Chryslers, Dodges, Jeeps, and Ram trucks. Conveniently located on Eastern Boulevard, Sons Ford of Auburn is the region's Ford volume dealer. And when you shop at any Sons location, they will maximize all incentives and financing options for anyone's credit. Whether Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram in Montgomery, or Ford in Auburn, Sons Automotive treats you like family because they are family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy, Wade, and Brett here with you. Just a couple more segments left in today's show. We're going to go to the Eric McKinley Mortgage Pro Hotline and welcome in our old friend Jason Caldwell from Auburn Undercover. Jason, thank you so much for being with us.
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Doing really well. Hey, just kind of, it is Iron Bowl week. That's what we're focused on, obviously. A lot going on right now, good things for Auburn. But just give us kind of some of your keys for this game.
Yeah, me and Brad were talking a little bit off the air before. I was like, I don't like the matchup for Auburn's defense because this is not an Auburn defense that can live by rushing four guys. And saw last week against Texas A&M. They'll be fine against the run, I think. The issue is that when you don't get any pressure and you have to make up your mind whether you blitz 6 or 7 or you play coverage, and it's hard to live in either one of those worlds very long. And so I thought A&M, he had a bunch of time and they made some plays in the pass game. And so to me, can Auburn, get some pressure without having to blitz? That'll be a key. And then I think you got to create some turnovers. This Auburn defense has played really well, but in 11 games they've only created, I think, 10 turnovers, maybe 9. And so you're going to have to get the ball back a couple of times. And then offensively, if I'm Alabama, no matter, even though you've seen Auburn make some plays in the pass game, I still think you got to try to take the run game away as much as possible and make Peyton Thorne, those guys beat you. So I think for Auburn, can you make a couple of plays in the passing game? And I think keys is going to be maybe first and second down. Can you get those 5 and 6 yard completions they've had the last couple of weeks? Man, those first down 6 yard passes have been really important. They got to be chain movers, and so that's a couple of things I'm looking for tomorrow.
Jason, I think everybody we've talked to, every show, everybody's putting the importance of how Milroe plays on whether Auburn will come out with a win or not. And just had a comment from Ed on here that said, Bama opened up the season as an 18.5-point favorite, so down to 11.5 going into the week. He said, if Milroe's on point, it could get away from Auburn, but if he struggles, feels really good about it. I think that's really the biggest X factor everybody's talking about is the play of Jalen Milroe. And, he's kind of fallen off with some of the Alabama faithful. And I was on Gary Harris's show this morning, and he even said that. I think it's a lot of pressure on him in this game.
Yeah, and you look at it from a talent standpoint, I don't think this is as talented a roster as Alabama had 5-6 years ago, but it's still a talented roster when you look at it. And I went through the defensive guys, and I think I got to 9 5-star guys, 9 or 10 5-star guys on that defense alone. And you look at the offensive line, and you got probably a couple of first or second rounders on the left side, and Caden Proctor and Tyler Booker. And you look at the talent. I mean, it's still a talented roster, but they just haven't played as well. They haven't run it a ton, and so you look at it, and to me, I think obviously turnovers and all those things come. Yeah, will Jalen Milroe be a guy that looks like a Heisman guy, and he's had some of those moments, or will he be a guy that struggles and especially in the passing game? If you're Auburn, you'd like to see the second one, but I think a lot of that depends on if you can get and impact him and affect him some. Can you affect him and keep him in the pocket and say, okay, we're going to make you throw the football? And obviously, you got to find out where number 2 is. But this other outside of Ryan Williams hasn't been a dynamic receiving core like we've seen in past years where you had Jalen Waddle and Jameson Williams, all these guys. So I think you have to hope you can make him throw the football and do it from the pocket.
Jason, defensively for Alabama, talk about if there's any kind of advantage for the Tide with the former relationship of Alabama defensive coordinator Kane Womack's father, Dave, and him working for Hugh Freeze, how well he'll know this offense. And then the second part on that is, what do they do about replacing Deontay Lawson, and how big of a loss is that for the Tide?
I think it's a huge loss. He's kind of been the guy that's run the show for them, and a great kid. I think I saw him the first time when he was in the 9th grade at Mobile Christian. He's just kind of see him kind of take some strides the last year and a half or so. I think that's a big loss, and so I don't know. We've heard Jeremiah Alexander maybe, former Thompson guy. He was more of an outside linebacker. I don't know how that will impact them, but I think it will. As far as Dave Womack, Kane Womack. There's another defensive analyst that was with Hugh Freeze. I think obviously you go, hey, there's some things there, but I think on the flip side, I think Hugh Freeze, Kane Womack is a guy that is, he's his son of his dad, and so he's a guy that has those same principles on defense too. So I think which team can you execute, add some tweaks here or there, but not get outside your comfort zone. I think that's going to be a key. Don't try to do too much. We've seen Auburn simplify and do it successfully. Can Auburn protect up front? I think protect up front. This is now been a secondary that I think still can be had, but they created some turnovers. So I think it's a give and take. Can you take some shots when you get those one-on-one opportunities? But, yeah, there's going to be plenty of familiarity on both sides of this when that Auburn offense is on the field.
Jason, go ahead. I was going to say, we'll just keep Jason on for a couple extra minutes, Kane, back there in the studio. Can't let Jason get away without us talking a little basketball with the Maui Invitational and Auburn winning that tournament, only the 3rd SEC team to do it. And by the way, I didn't know you were a movie star, Jason. I saw the preview of the cameo that's coming out on War Eagle TV. So just your thoughts on this Auburn basketball team right now.
Yeah, it's hard to be more impressed than what we've seen so far. When you look at it, but they've already played probably the most difficult non-conference schedule in Auburn basketball history, and you still have Duke, Purdue, and Ohio State left. It's pretty remarkable to do that quick turnaround. I mean, they played 3 games in less than 48 hours in the Maui Invitational and won it. The last game, I think, was 14 hours, basically, the turnaround time for them, and to go out there and to handle Memphis. A credit to how in shape these guys are. You can look at that and go, they don't get tired. And then Janai Broom was just phenomenal. And you look at how he's developed his game. And that 1-2 punch, people wondered what would it look like with him and Dylan Cardwell on the floor. Dylan hadn't been the offensive guy a whole lot, but as Broom continues to score, teams are going to have to pay more and more attention to him, and it's going to open up more and more of the passing lanes for Dylan Cardwell at the rim. And I thought that was huge. And we still haven't seen Miles Kelly turn it loose, and we still haven't seen Todd Pettiford. That's the thing about this. This is a very different Auburn basketball team that we haven't seen under Bruce Pearl, is that it's not one guy. It's not 2 guys. It's 5 or 6 guys that you have to worry about, and that makes it really difficult for teams to hone in on somebody.
Jason, one final question before we let you go. Signing day next week, does Auburn finish with a top 5 class, or does it even go higher?
Yeah, I think it's top 5. I think it's got a chance to get to 2 or 3, depending on if you get a couple of things fall your way. Obviously, you got to hold on to all your guys too. And I think Jared Smith's the guy that South Carolina's still pushing and doing some things, and maybe a Nate Marshall that you get a push from Texas. But I think Auburn is right there when Naeem offered. I think Darion Smith's the guy that Auburn has a shot with as well. And you do those things, and hey, Usman Chroma's still in the picture a little bit. That second running back. Hey, you get to 2 or 3. On top of what they've done these first 2 years, and now you start to look at an Auburn roster for the first time in probably a decade that you go, okay, that starts to look like the teams that you're chasing at the top of this league, and that's what you got to get to.
Jason, thank you so much. You got a prediction for the Iron Bowl?
Yeah, I think Alabama to win. Auburn just has not played well up there. It's been a struggle. I mean, since 2010, they've given up an average of 46 points a game in Tuscaloosa. Now, this is an Auburn team I think is a little bit better equipped, but it's still a young defense, and they've been to Georgia, and so that'll help. But I think it's right now it'd be tough to go, hey, I think Auburn's going to win. I think they very well could win. I think they'll be in the game, but it'd be hard to go, yep, I think they're going to do it. But maybe I'll be wrong. I think they're going to have a shot, that's for sure.
Well, we hope you are wrong.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Jason.
Yeah.
We got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. Predictions right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, licensed general contractor and your trusted choice for land clearing and grading, site work, underground utilities, concrete paving, and material hauling. They also do storm drain installations, fish ponds, and slough dredging. Call Alexander at 256-896-1400 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. No job is too big or too small for J.A. Smith Construction, the top choice for all of your land service needs.
For air that's cool and clean, call Sensi Green. For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Turn to the experts at Sensigreen and find out how to get up to $1,000 in carrier cool cash rebates. Visit Sensigreen.com today to be worry-free when it comes to your home comfort and indoor air quality.
For air that's cool and clean, care about the air you breathe, call Sensi Green.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Go ahead and mark your calendars, sports fans. The Alabama State Games are returning to the Magic City of Birmingham, Jefferson County, and surrounding communities June 13th through the 15th, 2025. We're talking about 20-plus sports open to athletes of all ages and abilities. The 42nd Alabama State Games will be something to behold. Mark your calendars now and be ready to go when registration opens. Visit allagames.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more exciting announcements.
welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. Like to thank Mr. Rain Cloud himself, Jason Caldwell, for being with us in the past segment. But, hey, that's okay. You need a little rain on your parade to bring you back to reality a little bit. And, all right, so Saturday, 2:30, ABC. Old-fashioned ABC. I almost expect to see
Keith Jackson,
Keith Jackson or Jim Lampley.
Yeah, all that group. Yeah,
there were some good ones. But look, Auburn and Alabama, they get together. People say you can throw out the records. That's garbage. The best team usually wins this game.
Right.
Yep.
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know who the best team is. Alabama has played better this year.
Right.
That's for sure. But who is playing better right now? Who is the best team right now today? I don't know.
I don't like the recency bias. I
don't either.
Somebody could have a bad night like Alabama did and bounce back and be fine.
And look, going on the road in
but
this
you can't
league still
ignore
hard.
you can't ignore it either. I mean, there were deficiencies exposed in that football game, specifically on the defensive line at Alabama. I mean, they got manhandled, and Jalen Milroe, with everything ahead of him, the possibility of controlling your own destiny and going to the college football playoffs, to just look like he wanted to be anywhere else on earth other than Norman, Oklahoma for that game is very odd to me. And it reeks of something not quite adding up off the field, not trying to start rumor. I don't know any inside information, but he looked like he was distracted and was not wanting to play football Saturday night. When an old Tide team under Nick Saban would have gone out there and throttled them on their way to an Iron Bowl and trip back home and a chance at a college football playoff. So is Alabama vulnerable? You better believe it. Is it must-win time for Kalen DeBoer in this game? You better believe it. Auburn fans, if we don't take care of business tomorrow, unless it's a blowout, to me, it's not the end of the world.
No.
Things are moving in the right direction off the field. But if they get a win tomorrow, the Tigers, it accelerates everything for this state being orange and blue for quite some time. Massive opportunity. But, again, that's a tall task. I think Alabama's just a little bit better than Auburn right now, still.
Hard to argue with any of that. Again, going back to Alabama, not surprised they lost the game because anything in this conference is hard. But like you said, the way they lost it, and I think it got away from them. They really kind of the same, recipe as Vanderbilt. Trying to run the football and keep the ball away from and limit possessions for Alabama. And it hurried, it sped them up. And when they get sped up, they make mistakes. And Jalen Milroe made some mistakes in that game, and they gave away some possession. So just shows you it doesn't matter. Oklahoma was a one SEC win team, right, going into that game. And that one SEC win was us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's how hard it is to go on the road in this league against anybody and get a daggum win. And so Alabama will be back home, and they still have an outside shot, believe it or not, of maybe the playoffs. I think a lot of things have got to fall in place outside of them just winning tomorrow. But they have an outside shot of doing that. So, again, they should be favored by 11.5, but that doesn't mean anything as far as what that says for what kind of effort Auburn's going to give. Can Auburn go up there and play with some emotion and play with some intensity and just not make mistakes? And if Alabama beats an Auburn team that doesn't make mistakes and hand them the game, I have to tip my hat.
Sure.
Contain Jalen Milroe, keep him under 40 yards rushing, and in the words of Pat Dye, run the football. Okay, run the football. Yeah. Let's give it to Jarquez Hunter.
I'm going to disagree
guys.
a little bit with Jason Caldwell. I think you got to constantly bring pressure on Milroe from different angles and especially push him away from his throwing arm. That's when he tends to put the ball down on the ground. I'm not prepared yet to give a winner of this game. You're going to have to tune in to 94.3 with me tomorrow. Game day on Wings.
Go first.
But I will say the score's 28-21.
Well, you just cheated.
Auburn Tigers win 26-24.
Hey-o.
I said 27-24. I subtracted 1 point. I was at 28-24 until Jason called, and I knocked a point off. So I'm down to 27-24.
It's going to be a close game.
It is.
There you have it. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Thanks to Brett. Thanks to Wade. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. War Eagle. We'll talk again soon.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.